EquiWealth came about quite by accident, really. If you told me 10 years ago I'd be working in a wealth advisory business now, I would have thought you were crazy. I was doing most of my work with business owners and entrepreneurs, coaching them, helping them grow their business, and I did that all around the world. And I noticed that entrepreneurs, generally speaking, are so caught up in their business that they forget about the rest of their world in many ways. And so most of the people I was working with saw their business as their financial future. So that was the thing that was going to carry them through to, retirement or creating the lifestyle that they wanted. And in many cases that was true, but what I discovered was that many of them didn't have a plan outside the business. So they weren't investing, they weren't thinking about leverage, they weren't thinking about building a wealth base outside their business, because the reality is many of those businesses won't be around in 10 or 15 or 20 years time. I mean, technology moves on, the world moves on, some businesses become irrelevant, and you may not have a business in the same way you do now 10 years from now or 15 years from now. So I started bringing in advisors to talk to those clients, wealth advisors, and I met my now business partner that way, and we got talking about all the things that he was doing and what I was doing and how we thought we could merge those into an offer for people that would kind of be more comprehensive in terms of the things that we could cover for people. And that's how EquiWealth came about. So it was kind of by accident, but in many ways a logical progression, I guess, of where I was and what we were working on with clients at the time. Veloce was kind of an extension, I guess, of what we were doing already. The kernel of the idea for that fund, as it is, it's a managed investment fund, effectively. That actually came from a discussion with my kids. I was having a chat with my daughter when she graduated from uni, and she started thinking, she asked the question, I should probably start thinking about saving for a property at some stage. I should buy a house or an investment or something. And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. And we started to look at the numbers. What would it take? How much do I need to save? How long will that take me? How much do I need to go and buy something? And as we ran those numbers, she kind of went, wow, this is going to be almost impossible. This is going to take a long time to get to a point where I can go and buy something. And I said, yeah, one of the problems is that your money is sitting in the bank and it's not doing anything. It's not earning, anything, and the market continues to grow, and therefore you're in effect being left behind. And we got thinking about that at work, and I sat down with my business partner. We were talking about it over lunch one day, and we said we need something that allows people to invest in property now with whatever they have available, and at least that way they can keep up with the market, they can track the market as they go. And literally on the back of a napkin we sketched out the idea for how we thought this would work. And then it took us about 2 years to actually go through the process of establishing that fund and going through all the licensing requirements and all the other things you have to do. But we're really excited about it, very proud of that fund, because what it effectively enables you to do is to take a few $1,000s that you have saved and invest that in property through the fund, continue to make contributions so you can effectively continue working towards your goal. And then when you're ready, when you have enough in the fund, you can take that out and you can go and buy your own property, whether that's a first home or investment property, doesn't matter. And interestingly, just a few weeks ago, my son found the napkin that was sitting on my desk for a long time, and actually when they had it framed for me, which was really cool. So they, I think they subscribe to the idea now. They kind of understand what we were trying to achieve with the fund, and in general, people have responded incredibly well. So we launched, and we have our investors on board, and we're growing. And this is something I'm really passionate about. So for me, it's about teaching people in their 20s in particular, sort of 20-somethings or 30-somethings, who I think are generally interested in doing something in property, but they see it as being almost too difficult, almost too hard. And I'm trying to encourage them and educate them on the benefits of getting to the market as early as possible, because I think it's a mistake to actually delay entering the property market for too long. I understand, we all want lifestyle, we all want to do things, and that's perfectly okay. But I think at some point you should look seriously at getting involved, invested in the property market, because there's no other asset class that generates the same sort of ability to build equity and build wealth in the long term as property. So I'm encouraging people as much as possible to think about that. And Veloce is a way for people to get started. So it's about getting to think about investing, to understand capital growth, to understand yield and income, and start working towards those goals and get to the point where they can buy their own property. So it's one of the things I'm really passionate about. And underneath that, there's a whole education program that we're building to inform people and educate people about how it works and what the benefits are and what the pitfalls are and what to look out for and all those things. So for me, that's kind of my mission at the moment, is to really engage those millennials, I guess, if you want to give them a name. The 20-something, 30-somethings, really engage that group in thinking about this, because I have a theory that in 1 decade, you can set yourself up financially for life. So if you spend a decade and you do all the things that you should do and establish yourself well, that's probably going to stand you in good stead for the rest of your life. And people go, well, a decade's kind of a long time, but then if you think back to 10 years ago and how quickly the last decade has gone, it's not that long. It takes a little bit of focus, a little bit of discipline, and you can actually set yourself up over a decade so that you really don't have to worry about money ever again, and you can live the lifestyle that you want to live.